What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great weekend. We're about to go to the park and do some things with Piper, and I got some cool little exercises for you guys to work out. So let's grab our guitars and let's have some fun. Out here at the park, we've been doing a little bit of walking by this little garden area or whatever. Pretty cool. Reading that book, Music, the Brain, and Ecstasy, and talking about synesthesia. And one of the things about synesthesia is if you hear a piece of music, if you can like get some visual imagery, uh, what you actually could do is put yourself in a room and also think about some things that you could be touching, think about some things that you could smell. And if you can do all of those when you're listening to a piece of music, whatever it may be, the next time you hear it, you could actually recall those senses. That's what synesthesia is. It's seeing the colors, it's smelling the smells, it's feeling the touch, also by hearing something. So keep that in mind next time you listen to something you really enjoy. Katie's doing a workout with Piper. And also, I wanted to remember this other thing about that. One of the composers, Schubert, his audio imagery was so vivid that if he was working on a composition, he actually would have nightmares until he finished it. And sometimes he would keep his eyes open all night long, according to his wife. Because he could see the score, but it was unfinished, and it would just drive him nuts. Interesting tidbit. Yeah, when you're practicing, how much do you use accents when you practice? Like if you're working on thirds, do you accent the root and then kind of, go softly on the third? That way, if you're doing it diatonically, you hear C, third, D, third, E, third, and then on the way back you could actually accent the third instead of the root coming back down, so it'd be like an E, D, C, B, that kind of thing. I think that'd be really cool, and let me know in the comments if you guys are accenting when you practice. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this open position. So one thing that we can practice right now out of the open position is the chromatic scale. So I'm going to show you a way to practice the chromatic scale in the open position with octaves. So E open, D2, E1, D3, and then look what fingers I'm using. That's F sharp, that's E2 and D4. G is E3 and G open. I'm using finger 3, and then finger 4 is going to be on the 4th fret, and finger 1 is going to be on G1, and that'll be our G sharp. Moving to the next string, A open, finger 2 on G2. Finger 1 on B flat on A1, and finger 3 on G3. Okay, there's going to be the B flat. Now finger 2 is going to be on A2, and B is going to be open. Then finger 3 is going to be on A3. Finger 1 will be on B1. Finger 4 on A4. Finger 2 on B2. There's your C sharp. Moving to the next string, D open, B3. Finger 3. Finger 1 on D1. Finger 4 on B4. Finger 2 on D2. And then first string's open. Finger 3 on D3, finger 1 on B1 or E1. There's your F. Then finger 4 on D4, finger 2 on E2. Finger 3 is going to be on, G is going to be open. We're moved to the next string, and then finger 3 is going to be on E3. And finally, finger 1 on G sharp on G1, and finger 4 on E4. There's your chromatic scale. So we have or either one. Then we go backwards. And there's that. The next thing that we can do is practice all 12 keys in the open position. So I'm going to play the C major scale, and I'm just going to go from C to C. And then I'll practice the next one, which we're going to go in the circle of fifths. So that way you can use the circle of fifths. You can get on Google. You can get an app for the circle of fifths, but it's one thing you need to know. So we'll start off with C. And this is also going to show you the order of sharps. This one has no sharps. It's all natural notes. Now I'm going to descend. Also, we can put some limitation rules on there. Anything that played on the first fret has to be played with the first finger. Anything on the second fret has to be played with the second finger, third finger, fourth finger for their respective frets as well. This will help us really learn how every sharp and those finger stretches between 1 and 4 would look anywhere else. Next one is going to be G. It's got one sharp. We're going to turn that F into an F sharp. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Play with finger 4. G. Then descend. Next octave. Okay, the next key will be the key of D. It has 2 sharps. So the F sharp that was in G is automatically added in, and now we have a C sharp. So whatever the 7th of the previous one becomes the 3rd of the next one. So F sharp will now be the 3rd note that we play, and C sharp will be the new one that we do at the end. So we'll start off with D. There's F sharp right there. There's C sharp, and there's D. Now the next key is going to be the key of A. So F sharp and C sharp. If C sharp was the 7th of D, that means it's going to be the 3rd of A. And its new sharp will be G. Start off with A open. There's C sharp right there. F sharp. There's G sharp. And there's A. next key will be E. So G sharp, that was the 7th in A, will now be the 3rd in E. Starting with E open. There's G sharp. There's C sharp. There's D sharp. There's D sharp again. Descend. Okay, so that was the 4th sharp. Now the 5th sharp is going to be the key of B. So I'm going to start with middle finger on B. There's C sharp. There's D sharp, the 3rd. A sharp is the new one. Okay, and we're going to get to our final sharp, which is F sharp, which is 6 sharps. All right, this is going to be F sharp. There's that A sharp right there. And F is the 7th. Now I can keep that going. 2 octaves. So that's 6 sharps right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the key of C and start over and do the cycle of fourths. So the cycle of fourths will be going through the flat notes. So we'll take C again. Now the new one that we're going to introduce is F. So F is going to have 1 flat, and that is B flat. There is B flat right there. B flat. The next one in line is going to be the B flat. So this one is basically the flat that you encounter will be the next key that you're going to use. So B flat will have 2 flats, B flat and E flat. So there's B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. So that means the new flat that was added was E flat. That means E flat is going to be the new key. So E, E flat. There's A flat right there. So that has 3 flats. E flat, B flat, and A flat. A flat's the next one. So it's going to start right here with finger 4 on E. A flat, B flat, C, D flat. That would be the next one. So D flat's the new one. It's going to be coming right out of here, out of that C position. So finger 4 is going to be on D flat. And if you didn't guess it already, the next one would be G flat, which is F sharp. Has 6. So there's all 12 keys in the open position. It's really good to learn these because that helps you learn what makes them different. And when you see key signatures, it'll help you kind of be able to get your footing around and know where your fingerings are going to land for whatever scale you're going to be playing. So keep that in mind. And if I were you, I would practice at least one scale out of that open position, a new key every day. And what I also do is then I start working on my intervals, my seconds. You know, and my thirds. Fourths. That kind of thing. It really helps me be able to find my shortcomings, and then by using the open strings, you got ones that'll want to ring out a little bit more. So you got to work on your left hand muting and your right hand muting, depending on if you're doing this with fingerstyle or if you're doing it with a pick. Cool. Well, I hope you guys learned something today, and make sure that you're liking and subscribing. Leave a comment on anything that you've learned and anything you'd like me to cover later. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.